You know what I keep asking myself? How is it still possible that internships aren't paid? Seriously, how? We're in 2025, a time when we talk endlessly about progress, human rights, labor rights, equality, inclusion, mental health, valuing people. And yet, somehow, it's still considered normal that a young person can work full-time, contribute to a company's success, and walk away with what? A line on their resume? Maybe a polite thank you? A free coffee mug if they're lucky? Let's be clear. An internship is work. You show up, you complete tasks, you bring value. You learn, yes, but you also produce. You answer emails, manage projects, do research, write reports, assist clients, handle pressure. That's labor. And labor deserves compensation. Always. We're not talking about volunteering at a community center or helping out at a charity. That's an act of service. No, we're talking about companies, institutions, businesses that generate profit, often huge profit, and still manage to convince us that our time, our skills, our energy don't deserve a paycheck. From a financial perspective, it's absurd. Because unpaid internships are not free. They just shift the cost onto the intern. Rent, transport, food. Guess who pays? The student, their family. Or worse, they take out loans, adding debt just to get experience. And experience doesn't pay bills. So really, unpaid internships are a transfer of wealth. From the most vulnerable, the youngest workers, straight into the pockets of companies that can absolutely afford to do better. They call it opportunity. Let's call it what it is: exploitation in a modern suit. Legally, too, it makes no sense. Every other type of work is protected by labor law. Minimum wage exists for a reason. But when it comes to internships, suddenly there's a convenient loophole. Companies hide behind the word educational, as if putting that label magically erases the need for fair pay. But how educational is it, really, when interns are handling full workloads, replacing actual employees, and getting none of the benefits or recognition? And let's not forget the human side. Unpaid internships don't just exploit, they exclude. Because who can afford to work for free? Only those with financial support. Which means that internships, these supposed stepping stones to real jobs, become barriers instead. They silently filter out anyone without a safety net. It's privilege disguised as opportunity. A system that rewards not talent or effort, but wealth and connections. But here's where it gets even more frustrating. Many of these same companies post glossy campaigns about empowering the next generation, celebrating inclusivity, and investing in future talent. They share emotional videos about diversity on social media, sponsor mental health awareness weeks, post #Equality Day and #WeCare hashtags. Yet behind the curtain, they run unpaid internship programs. It's corporate theater, a performance of ethics without the substance. Because if a company truly believes in equality, it starts by paying the people who make its work possible. Period. Anything less is marketing, not morality. And the thing is, people are starting to see through it. This new generation, they're not naive. They don't buy into the just be grateful for the experience narrative anymore. They know their worth. They value balance, fairness, and respect more than outdated hierarchies. They've seen what burnout does to their parents, what overwork without recognition does to entire generations. And they're saying, no more. They're refusing to romanticize struggle. They're refusing to sacrifice their health and time for a system that calls exploitation ambition. Maybe that's what really scares companies. The idea that young people no longer worship the workplace, that they're redefining success, not as climbing a ladder, but as living with dignity, as choosing purpose over prestige, as demanding that work be a collaboration, not a transaction of power. And maybe that's what this conversation is really about. Unpaid internships are just one symptom of something bigger, a need to completely rethink what we value. For too long, we've measured worth in hours worked, titles gained, or names on business cards. But value isn't just output. It's creativity, it's energy, it's perspective, it's care. If companies want to talk about the future of work, then the future starts here. Pay people for the value they bring, not for how long they've been in the system. So when people say, "It's just how it is," I refuse to accept that. No. Every contribution, every idea, every hour worked deserves fair pay. That's not radical. It's basic respect. Unpaid internships should not exist, period. And the sooner we stop pretending they're a rite of passage, the sooner we can start building a culture where work and worth finally mean the same thing.